The Life and Sad Ending of Sondra Locke. Sandra Louise Anderson, professionally known as Sondra Locke, was born on May 28, 1944, in Madison County, Alabama, the daughter of New York City native Raymond Smith, then serving in the military, and Pauline Bine, a pencil factory worker from Huntsville, Alabama, who was of mostly Scottish descent. Locke's parents separated before her birth. She had a maternal half-brother, Donald, born April 26, 1946, from Bain's subsequent brief marriage to William B. Elkins. When Bain married Alfred Locke in 1948, Sandra and Donald accepted his surname. She grew up in Shelbyville, Tennessee, where her stepfather owned a construction company. The family later moved to nearby Watrous. Self-described as introspective and ambitious, Locke started working part-time at age 16, drove her own car, and had a telephone installed in her bedroom. Locke was a cheerleader in class valedictorian in junior high. From 1958, she attended Shelbyville Central High School, where she was again valedictorian and voted Duchess of Studiousness by classmates. She also played on the girls' basketball team, served as Parent-Teacher Student Association representative, and was president of the French Club. Following graduation in 1962, Locke enrolled at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro on a full scholarship. Majoring in drama, she was a member of the Alpha Psi Omega Honor Society while at MTSU, and appeared on stage in Life with Father and The Crucible. She dropped out after completing only 2 semesters of study. Locke held a variety of jobs, including as a bookkeeper for Tyson Foods and secretary in a real estate office. For a time, she lived in the commuter town of Gallatin. In 1964, she joined the staff at radio station WSM AM 650 in Nashville, and was promoted to its television affiliate WSM Channel 4 the following year. In 1966, the 22-year-old appeared in a UPI wire photo that showed her cavorting in the new fallen snow. Within 1 year of this exposure, she decided to pursue a career in film and changed the spelling of her first name to avoid being called Sandy. In July 1967, Locke competed with 590 other Southern actresses and dozens of New York hopefuls for the part of Mick Kelly in a big-screen adaptation of Carson McCulver's novel The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, opposite Alan Arkin. They also lied about her age, shaving off 6 years to seem younger, a pretense Locke would keep up for the rest of her career. After callbacks in New Orleans and Manhattan, she was cast in the role. The film came out in the summer of 1968 to critical acclaim. Locke's performance garnered her an Academy Award nomination, as well as a pair of Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actress and Most Promising Newcomer. She also won Most Promising Star of the Year at the Showrama Film Exhibitor Convention. Although her salary for the film was reported in newspapers as $15,000, Locke later claimed it was less than one-third that amount. Her next role was Melissa in Cover Me Babe, 1970, originally titled Run Shadow Run, opposite Robert Forster. She made it as part of a $150,000 three-picture deal with 20th Century Fox and was compensated for the 2 other, which never came to fruition. Locke was offered Barbara Hershey's role in Last Summer, 1969, but her agent turned it down without telling her. Shortly afterward, she passed on the lead in My Sweet Charlie, 1970, which won an Emmy for its eventual star, Patty Duke. In 1971, Locke co-starred with Bruce Davison and Ernest Borgnine in the psychological thriller Willard, which became a surprise box office smash. Locke felt overqualified for her role, but did it as a favor to Davison, who at the time was her unofficial paramour. She was then featured in William A. Fraker's underseen mystery A Reflection of Fear, 1972, and held the title role in The Second Coming of Suzanne, 1974, winner of 3 gold medals at the Atlanta Film Festival. Locke guested on top-rated television drama series throughout the first half of the 1970s, including The FBI, Cannon, Barnaby Jones, and Kung Fu. She was advised by her agents to stay away from TV, but thought it silly to sit around not working between films. In the 1972 Night Gallery episode A Feast of Blood, she played the victim of a curse planted by Norman Lloyd, the recipient of a brooch that devoured her. Lloyd acted with Locke again in Gondola, 1973, a racially themed three-character teleplay co-starring Bo Hopkins, who commended the actress for a beautiful performance, perhaps her best ever. In 1975, Locke was cast in The Outlaw Josie Wales as the love interest of Clint Eastwood's eponymous character. Locke said she chose the role for its exposure, following a run of unremarkable credits. She took a pay cut just to be in the film. Her salary for Josie Wales was $18,000, less than half of what she'd earned for her previous jobs. The film was one of the top 15 grossing films of 1976 and revived Locke's career. She followed it up with a lead alongside Eastwood in the popular action film The Gauntlet, 1977. The duo replacing Steve McQueen and Barbra Streisand, who bowed out from the production due to a reported clash of egos. Its pre-publicity touted Locke as the first actress to ever be in a Clint Eastwood movie and get equal billing on screen with the macho star. Over the course of their decade-and-a-half-long personal relationship, Locke did not work in any capacity on any theatrical motion picture other than with Eastwood, except for 1977's experimental horror western The Shadow of Chikara. The home invasion film Death Game, 1977, though released after they became an item, was actually shot in 1974. In 1978, Locke and Eastwood appeared with an orangutan named Manus in the year's fourth highest grossing film, Every Which Way But Loose. She portrayed country singer Lynn Hazley Taylor in the adventure comedy. Its 1980 sequel, Any Which Way You Can, for which Locke earned a six-figure salary plus a share of the profits, was nearly as successful. During this period, Eastwood did a few movies that had no prominent female characters for Locke to play. In the meantime, she accepted some television offers, co-starring with an all-female ensemble cast in Friendships, Secrets, and Lies, 1979, and portraying big band-era vocalist Rosemary Clooney in Rosie, The Rosemary Clooney Story, 1982. In 1986, Locke made her feature directorial debut with Rat Boy, a fable about a youth who is half rat, produced by Eastwood's company Malpaso. Rat Boy had limited distribution in the United States, was a critical and financial flop, but was well regarded in Europe, with French newspaper La Parisienne calling it the highlight of the Deauville Film Festival. Locke's second foray behind the camera was Impulse, 1990, starring Teresa Russell as a police officer on the Vice Squad who goes undercover as a prostitute. Siskel and Ebert gave the film 2 thumbs up. After 13 years away from acting, Locke returned to the screen in 1999 with small roles in the straight-to-video films The Prophet's Game with Dennis Hopper and Clean and Narrow with Wings Hauser. In her personal life, on September 25, 1967, Locke married sculptor Gordon Lay Anderson at the First Presbyterian Church in Nashville. She had known Anderson since 1956, when they met in 7th grade at Shelbyville Middle School. The marriage was tantamount to brother and sister, and they never consummated it. Anderson is openly gay. In September 1990, she confirmed reports that she had breast cancer. Locke underwent a double mastectomy at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, followed by chemotherapy. In 2015, after a 25-year period of apparent remission, Locke's cancer returned and metastasized to her bones. Sadly, Locke died at age 74 on November 3, 2018, at her Los Angeles home from cardiac arrest related to breast and bone cancer. Her remains were cremated on November 9th at Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park and Mortuary, and the ashes were given to her widower, Gordon Anderson.